Basenese, founder and chief analyst of disruptive tech research, is here. Let's talk about Twitter because, depending on the company that you focus on, they're all pushing money for security. Facebook got forgiven for putting so much revenue into security, but then Alphabet got punished for doing the same thing. What do you expect from Twitter?
Listen, fasten your seatbelts, prepare for a wild ride. Twitter is historically one of the most volatile stocks on earnings report days. I mean, it's not uncommon for the stock to rally or fall by as much as 20%. So, I think you said it in the intro here. It's all about user growth. We've seen it. Facebook and Snapchat set the tone. Less bad is good this quarter. So Facebook had some small user growth in the U.S., which really got investors excited. Snapchat just stemmed the losses, and people were excited about that. So,
because it wasn't as bad as everybody thought, because poor Snap has had a kind of a rough year since they went public. But 321 million is the estimate from FactSet anyway for daily user growth. And also, I'm going to be curious about the ad spending, because all of these platforms depending on advertising at the end of the day. What do you expect from Twitter?
Look, they had a strong increase in ad spending last quarter, and I think that's really what propelled shares last time. So, look, absolutely. What does the advertising revenue look like? Have they been able to monetize their user base more effectively than they have in the past? That's the key, because really that's what is going to determine the long-term future and viability of these social media platforms, is can they keep advertisers happy and coming back to the platform?
And what about engagement? I know that that's kind of a murky term, but user engagement, because if people begin to just kind of like go onto Twitter and just kind of read a few things and go off, they don't retweet, they don't like things, that seems to be kind of another barometer that Wall Street watches.
Yeah, I got to believe this is the existential threat for Facebook and Snapchat as well as Twitter, is how long are we going to stay engaged here? And, I think for people like us in the media or in the financial community, Twitter is essential. I mean, it's a great way to stay up to date on everything. But is that for the everyday American? I think Facebook still has the edge in that regard.
Right, which of course, and they also own Instagram, which has been showing phenomenal growth. And that's one of the problems that Snapchat has had, is people are going to Instagram and they're blowing off Snapchat. Let's move on to, and you're going to have to help me here. I am not a gamer. Okay. I haven't been on a video game since 1976. I had an Atari tennis game, okay? What is it with Fortnite? Because EA, Take-Two got destroyed, 13% push down on those stocks. And a lot of analysts seem to be saying it's because of Fortnite. Explain this to me.
Yeah, listen, I got to confess, I'm not a huge gamer either. I'm like right at the end of that age demographic. But here's what is really at work here. Fortnite, and if you remember Pokemon Go, these were free games that really just turned the entire industry on their end because it's just so competitive and hit-driven. I mean, we've seen this for years with Electronic Arts and Activision. They really have to produce the hits, and it determines how successful the company and the franchises can be time and again. So I think now we're seeing increasing competition. We've got rumors about Apple and Amazon getting into the gaming space. This is really going to be like the movie space, or even like teen retail. You've got to have a hit.
But is it the game itself? Like, we were just watching video of Fortnite. Again, never seen it, but fascinated by it. And then EA's got this game called Battlefield, which I guess was a huge disappointment for the holiday. Is it the game, or is it the way that the kids are playing the game, which is like on the cloud? Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, it's a combination of both. So in recent years, we've seen these multiplayer online platform games where you are in an environment with multiple players. You can communicate with them, and that's really been what's propelling the growth in the video gaming space. And so, EA and Activision have tried to get into that, but again, you can have a great quarter and then have just a miss. You put a lot of investment into a new game and it just doesn't resonate. It's sunk cost.
So it's kind of like my Netflix. It's kind of out there. You're streaming it, but it's a game.
Correct.
Okay. Thank you for the explanation. I really appreciate it. Lou, thank you very much. Again, we'll see what these companies, where the stocks go today. That I understand. Be sure to watch Mornings with Maria. We're going to have Twitter's results and other earnings out before the bell, everybody. So you want to see those numbers, and Maria can make some.